Okay everyone, it's been a little bit of a break after I finished Womtham, and if you look carefully at the screen, there is a coloured little version tucked away in there. If you are one of my Patreons, you will be able, well actually I've already sent it to you, and I'll be sending another one at the end of the month. Also check out the Earth Journal, where it's going to be in print, or Greyhawk online, where you'll get to see it online. But if you want the high-res version, check out my Patreon. Why are we doing this video here today? Well, I think it's time for another Greyhawk City, don't you think?
This has been a long time.
Okay, so the next Greyhawk City, shall we give you a little clue? I think we should. Let's bring up something like this, right here. What are we looking at? Well, we are looking at a Viking settlement. What do you think the city is called? Which one do you think we're going to be drawing next? How about another little clue? Another sort of Viking wooden stockade? That's right, guys and girls, we are going to be drawing Krakenheim. Now, if you checked out my earlier videos on Womtham, you will know that I love to walk you through the process of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it this way, right from the ground up, so to speak. And that's what we're going to be doing today. The video won't be massively long, but I want to show you some of my logic for the shape of Krakenheim, okay? Why I'm going to approach this in a certain way. So without further ado, let's just jump into this. We're going to do create new, and let's grab this over here. I want a custom size here. So what I normally do is I love to draw it in a landscape manner, and I am not sure I'm going to do that here. I think I'm going to go vertical, okay? Which, if we do like 8.5 by 11, right? So we would do 8.5 here, we would do 11 inches tall, and I like to do like a resolution of about 400 dpi. Why? I don't know, but there we go. But I like to double these widths and heights, okay? So we're going to do 17 by 22. And the reason why I do that is, now this could easily be a poster, right? Easily. You could print this on a page and it's going to look good, but you could blow this up to a poster and it's going to look good as well. So I love to oversize what I'm drawing. So with that done, let's just create this. Now let's just check something here, because this caught me out on the Womtham map. Let's make sure that we don't have ratio correction on. We're good. We've got 17 inches across, we've got 22 inches right here. Fantastic. So let's zoom in. Now, one of the first things that I like to do is I love to actually create a layer. Let's bring across my layer so you can see what I'm doing. And I'd love to just create a background layer. So we're going to have this one be my background. And what we'll do is we'll just throw a bunch of white on this. I was drawing on the other monitor, so let's drag this across, reset these, and just throw a white canvas. There we go. Down. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I just want to explore a couple of things with you, okay? So there won't be too much drawing today. There'll be a little bit of theory. So hopefully you enjoy me sharing my thought patterns on this, okay? So, without further ado, let me kind of bring up this. And you saw this at the beginning. Now, there is a famous Viking settlement, or I should say Nordic settlement, right? Where this is an artist's rendition, of course, but it's basically these rings, which is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful concept. But like Krakenheim is about 3,500 people, something like this. Clearly this is too small, right? But a couple of things here. I like how they've kind of just pulled up these long ships. I do think that we probably might do ours a little bit like getting pulled up onto the shore. But keep this round shape in mind. And the reason why I bring that up is, here's another one. And it's based on the same thing, right? Oh, we found a Viking fort. We're excavating a Viking fort. And suddenly, to everyone, like, this is the shape. Now, one thing I love about this, by the way, is look at the palisade here. Like, this stockade with these sloping logs, this was a thing they did. I kind of want to do this around Krakenheim. Now, the reason why I'm showing you these round shapes is every bugger is doing it, right? Now, by the way, keep this picture in mind because there's something that I quite like about this picture right here. But, like, it's round, and it's round, and it's round, and it's round. It's like everyone and it's round. So, you know why I'm showing you these? I'm not going to do round, okay? Not only is it too small, I mean, it's a beautiful fort, but it's too small. And it's getting overdone. And that was only some of the examples that I found out there. If you drew some of these, like, honestly, that's a beautiful map. Whoever did this, that's a gorgeous map. But round is overdone. I don't want to be doing round here. So we're going to explore some of the shapes. I'm actually going to keep that one up, by the way. So let's just close these off. And let's talk about Krakenheim and exactly, you know, where it is in the world and so on and so forth. So let's talk about where Krakenheim is in the world. So now this was, that's not the one I want. There we go. This is, I believe, a piezo version. This, I don't know for sure, but this looks like the Anamaya version. So I'm going to actually go off this. And if I zoom way in here, there we can see Krakenheim. Now, it's on a river estuary. And here's our risk. And I'm going to draw this so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's just close these down. Here's the risk of Krakenheim being on a river estuary. So let's just get ourselves on a little bit of there. Let's give ourselves a new layer. And I'm just going to be sketching, so I'm not going to bother numbering down or anything. So here's our problem. If I did a river estuary coming down like this, okay, maybe we even open it up a little bit. And we said, well, you know what, maybe Krakenheim, because you saw the map, Krakenheim is on the east side, right? We go over here and we draw this. If you actually looked at my Womtham map, this is very, very similar, right? So, yeah, okay, this is on an angle, but I've got this city on the east side of a river. We're getting into the realm of repetition, and I kind of want to avoid that. And that brings back up this map here. Now, I'm not sure river estuaries like kind of do like this shape as they're coming into the estuary itself, but I love the concept of like these gentle curves on the river, and then maybe it curves out into the estuary a little bit. And if we look at what I think is an Anamaya map, it kind of, we have like this nice sort of flow here, right? So I'd love to exploit maybe a river bend a little bit just to differentiate ourselves from Womtham. What I'm thinking about is, what about a shape that's more along the lines of, what if we did kind of like, you know, this type of deal, and maybe like it comes and it starts to widen out, you know, over here type of deal. And what if we tucked Krakenheim in here? I mean, that could be an interesting shape, right? We could even have the insinuation of the river beginning to sort of split up here a little bit. Now we've still got this sort of settlement on the east sort of side, and we've got this river, but now we've got a little bit more of an interesting sort of shape going on, which I'm kind of personally sort of favouring that. I kind of like that. So that brings me to this type of look. Now, isn't that an interesting shape? look, see the wooden palisade going around the outside edge. I love that. That will start to distinguish us from, you know, the stone walled sort of settlements. I kind of love the way that this is laid out too. I think we'll do a nice big long house though in the center. Make sure we've got some temples and the likes. I feel there are too many piers here. What I want to do is actually have more of the boats getting pulled up, the long ships getting pulled up out of the water. But we'll definitely have some of these. I saw the show The Vikings. I mean, I think you gotta have some, right? But I also want to make sure that we're pulling them up. And look at this. It's almost like a little bit of a breakwater or something, right? But I love this quite a bit. So I'm thinking about doing something like that, to be honest with you. So we would end up with, maybe we'll even like over exaggerate it a little bit, where we'll come in like this and we'll kind of come out. No, that's not going to give us enough room. Let's bring it out over here. Like something like this, come over here, come down here. That's where the estuary starts to open up. Come down here, like open it up here. Maybe a little bit, like so. And maybe Krakenheim is this type of thing. And maybe, you know, I actually feel maybe we just really open this river up. Is there any reason why we wouldn't? This thing is kind of like near a river estuary. It's described as being on a river estuary, but you know that when if you look at the maps, it's kind of a little bit far away. But I feel like we could at least have the insinuation that it's getting into the river estuary a little bit, like this, like maybe a big, huge honking river. The scale is going to be a lot closer than Womtham 2, by the way. But then we could do, you know, something. Maybe this is our main, and as per that sort of picture that we've got going on here, we'll do something like this, but we'll have these little sort of fortifications at the end, you know, type of deal. Maybe this should be more like that. And then the walkway, and then that leaves this area kind of here for all of our boats and things like that. I'm thinking something like that, but I'm also wondering about if we kind of just moved this, because I'm not going to be going heavy on farms or anything on this one. We'll do some, but I want it to feel a little bit more arid. There's going to be a lot of snow. I'm going to do snow and ice and things on this. But if we did this, we could focus on the river and Krakenheim versus the surrounding area. Like on the Womtham map, there was a lot of emphasis on the surrounding area because we wanted to scream, it's a logging town. And this one, I think we could do maybe more like this. Maybe even, there's nothing to stop us kind of bringing this down. You know? But how does this one do it? Yeah, it kind of goes from edge to edge, doesn't it? So if we were going to bring it down there, really and truly, there should be some kind of fortification. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. You know, they kind of, when they're returning home, they're kind of coming up the river and they kind of come through like this, which would mean, you know, maybe even here type of deal. And this is the walkway that we saw on the other map, and you know, we put one here, and so they kind of sail through this direction like so. Gives us room too to kind of put something right here overlooking the approaches. I think that could be an interesting shape. Give ourselves a nice sort of big longhouse going on in the center of town here. And I'm tempted to move it south, but I want this. I want this sense of a river estuary opening up to be part of it. What do you think? What are your opinions on this? What are some of the considerations that I should have with the shape of Krakenheim? You can see why I'm avoiding the circular look. But what do you think about positioning it more like this one right here? Population is, honestly, it's like, oh god, do math on the fly, Phaeton. It's half, quarter, it's like a fifth of Womtham. So I won't be drawing buildings like this on this one. The buildings are going to be more like this, okay? They're going to be around that sort of size, I think. Unless on the outside, building-wise. And then nice little wooden palisade, a little bit of a moat, perhaps. I don't know if we'll do... You know, that's a curious thing. They had these dry ditches, so I think we'll do that. We'll do these nice dry ditches that we see here. So, I don't know why they wouldn't go the whole way with actually doing a moat, but maybe it just wasn't a thing. And I think I saw a double moat, right? So we'll actually, you know, or double dry ditch. So, you know, we'll do something like that on the outside of it. And from this here, we could see that there's a road that comes in, like on the southeast corner, actually. So we kind of want to earmark, you know, maybe this area right here. Now, according to this, oops, not that. According to this, it goes out on the other side. I would like to not do a bridge. What do you think about water ferries? You think a Viking capital would have a bridge? Maybe a wooden bridge? Or do you think that they would actually have just a really efficient way of shipping goods and people across via boat or barge? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. If we do that, you see, especially if we do like an outer defensive wall, maybe it comes off here. Maybe, you know, there's some kind of fortification here, and then maybe that's where the road then continues on the other side. So I want your opinions. I want your opinions on this type of shape, the position of the roads. Would a population of about, you know, 3,000, 4,000 people have a bridge going across the river? Would Vikings just rely upon their, you know, level of comfortability, that's a word, with water? Let me know. I kind of like this as a shape, but I want your input in on it. Next time, let's start drawing some ink on this bad boy, and let's start breathing some life into Krakenheim. If you want to see the progress on this and other future Greyhawk City maps, please hit me up with a subscribe, like this video, works wonders for my ego, much appreciated. And maybe if you would like to see work in progress, a how-to guide, a final black and white version of this and Womtham and future maps and the full colored versions, go check out my Patreon. Much appreciated. Love you everyone. I'll see you as we break ground in Krakenheim. Night, folks.